She opened her eyes. The room felt unfamiliar, quiet and still. In the corner of the room, a bouquet rested nearby, placed there by her family, left behind while she was asleep. She tried to remember what had happened. The last clear moment before this. Nothing came back at once. It came back to her in pieces. Bright lights, quiet movement. Not a memory she could hold, only the sense that something had been done to keep her alive. She felt it then. The steady beat beneath her hand. This heart was not born with her. She thought of her life before. Hours spent scrolling. Time passing without noticing. There were people she passed every day, and she passed them without noticing. Back then, she lived inside her own moments. They felt complete. Her own joy was what mattered most. Lying there, she thought of the way she had lived. And for the first time, it didn't sit right with her. She picked up the file. It wasn't just medical records. It was someone else's life, now beating inside her. For the first time, it felt real, a life she had never known, and yet somehow it was hers now because her own heart had failed. Inside it, a girl 5 years younger than her lived on. During rounds, she stopped the doctor. She had read the file, the name, the age. 20, she asked softly. She was only 20, the doctor nodded. She had registered as an organ donor long ago. She believed that even in death she could help someone live. It was her wish. Her parents honored it. Silence filled the room. She was 25, and somewhere between those numbers, a life had ended so hers could continue. Our girl in the hospital learned about the donor from one source, who said that the young woman had lived differently. She spent her days giving, helping, and never looking away from those in need. Sometimes her kindness was small, sometimes larger, but always sincere. She helped wherever she could, quietly, without expecting praise. Even the smallest gestures mattered to her. She had registered to donate her organs casually, as if it were just another part of life. That day began like any other. She stepped out into the world, unaware it would be her last. An accident changed everything. Machines kept her heart beating, but her mind had already gone still. The doctors called it brain death. Outside the ICU, her parents stood in silence. Just hours ago, she had stepped out of their home, and now they found themselves before a door that would never open the same way again. The corridor felt still, as if time itself had paused, and her parents did not speak, because some grief is too heavy for words. In that quiet hospital corridor, her parents remembered the kind of person she had always been. A girl who gave without hesitation, who helped without expecting anything in return. Her choice had never been about sacrifice. It was simply who she was. Even in a world that could be harsh, she had chosen to leave behind kindness. Her parents looked at each other through tears. The organ donor form in their hands was no longer just a document. It was her voice. And even in their deepest pain, they chose to honor the girl they had raised. Our girl in the hospital sat quietly, the file resting on her lap. Her hand brushed lightly against her chest, almost unconsciously. The details she had just learned settled in slowly, sinking deeper than words could reach. This heart she carried was more than an organ. It was a story, a life, a gift. For the first time, she felt the weight of something bigger than herself, and with that weight came a quiet, undeniable shift. After a few days in the hospital, when she was finally steady enough to step outside, she sat quietly on a bench in the park. She noticed him, a boy with worn clothes, holding out a bowl with quiet, expectant eyes. Her old self would have looked away, unseeing. This new heart wouldn't let her. She walked on slowly, but something inside her would not stay quiet. She didn't try to be extraordinary, she just began to care. And that care found its way into her hands. a small handful of food offered without hesitation. This was her second birth, not louder, just deeper. A heart saved her life and quietly taught her how to live.